Hi everybody, I just want to do a quick video just to explain how to use a string as an array of characters. So first thing we do is we create a variable. So we're going to take some input from the user, store it in a variable, and maybe loop through the string and print out all of the letters individually. Let's make a variable. Call it username. It's whatever the user types in. We'll ask someone for their name. So events. When clicked, we'll ask someone for their name, and we're going to set the name. So set username to answer. So now we have the name. So maybe let's see it work first. Say the person's name for 2 seconds. Fine. Run. Fine. But we don't want to just say out the name. We want to say each letter of the name individually. So it's a little different. So it's going to be a loop. So we want to go through each character in J to O to N to finish. So we're going to be dealing with a loop. So it will be repeat until a condition evaluates as true. So it will be repeat until something is equals to something. So if we're dealing with a loop, we're going to have ourselves two things. We're going to end up with a loop counter and an end condition. So let's do the counter first. Make a variable counter. Fine. So we will repeat until counter is equals to something. So we want to visit each letter in the person's name. So we should be repeating until the counter is equals to the length of characters in the person's string. So I'm going to leave my repeat there for a second. And I'm going to add in another say. So say for 2 seconds. And I want to see, can I figure out what the length of the string is. Length of world will give us 5 because it's WORLD. I'm not interested in world. I'm interested in the length of characters in username. So say length of username for 2 seconds. Fine, go. So John, and it's telling me 3. Okay, fine. So there's 3 characters in John. If I run it again and type in Jimmy, it's telling me 5. And that's great. We love that. So I don't want to say it anymore. I want to use it. So I'll bring this down here. So I want to repeat until. And I'm doing a comparison. So this is my end condition. I will repeat until counter is equals to the length of the user's input. So for John, I want to repeat until counter is equals to length of username, which is 3. So when I've dealt with 3, I've gone from 0 to 1 to 2. Okay, so I just have to be careful that I set my counter. Set counter to 0, and we get our loop going. Fine. So now I want to say, and what I'm going to say is letter 1 of world. Once again, I'm not interested in world, I'm interested in username. So let's try this one. So we run. I type in JON, and it's telling me J. Okay, so it's not going through the letters. It's letter 1 of John is J. So this loop is only accessing the first character in the string. I want to go from 1 to 2 to 3. Now I'm going to set my counter starting at 1. And that's going to go from 1 to 2 to 3. So I think I'm going to have to change my condition here in a second, but that's not a problem. It's good to see. So let's say I take in letter counter of username. So what's your name? Jon. So watch everything working, and if the permutations aren't correct, we can evaluate what's happening in our program. So it doesn't have, we can literally iteratively keep making changes until it's correct. So it's J. Okay, so we can see again, okay, we're not going through the letters. I need to increment my counter. So I come back and I want to change counter by 1. So say the letter, increment the counter, and let the loop keep going. So here we go. What's your name? Jon. J. O. Okay, so it's only displaying J and O. Where's N gone? So counter started at 1. So when it's 1, it displays J, and then the counter goes to 2. Then it displays O, then the counter goes to 3. Then 3 is equals to the length of username, which is 3, and the loop exits. So I need to increment this by 1. So it's either that the counter is equals to 4, or for when a counter is greater than 3. So maybe we'll break it up. So instead of being equals to, we'll go for greater than, and we'll see what we have. So I need it to just be 1 more. So now I need the counter to be greater than 3. So let's see what we have. So this time I'm saying that the condition is counter is greater than the length of username. J. O. N. Excellent. So I could have incremented, this could have been length of username plus 1, but I basically swapped out my equals to for greater than. So the counter has to be greater than length of username, so which is moving on to 4. Absolutely fine. So now I'm able to display out each letter that is in my string. So if I was to put in a different string, I can run. One, 2, 3, 4. So now I'm visiting each letter as I go. So depending on what I want to do, I could be comparing letters against each other. Maybe I could be adding up a score. So if I was trying to get the score of a given word, I would loop through every letter that's in the word, and depending on whether someone was a vowel or a consonant, I could increase the score as I go. So being able to treat a string as an array of characters is very powerful, and this is something that we will be using in our CA. So guys, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know.